Hi, this is Wishup, and this is actually a new moon reading for October 12th, 13th. I'm really sorry I didn't get the monthlies up, but the full moon in eclipse, or the full moon eclipse at the end of September, kind of hit me for a wallop, and I was pulling a lot of tower cards, and a lot of other people were too, and I got hit with double towers. Kind of the really big stuff. And I know that a lot of you guys are dealing with the really big changes of life. And so I think we're all kind of reeling and we're all doing the best we can. But I wanted to share because I think the new moon does offer a lot of good reasons for hope. And also to say that you really have been transformed by the full moon eclipse and by your own actions, of course. But the full moon eclipse in Aries really was transformational and really did birth a new person in some ways, this person you were very much working on. And now I'm sort of calling it cleanup on aisle 5, 5 being a number of change and significant changes. So right now we're going through some cleanup on aisle 5, significant changes in our lives that have happened to us or happened around us or that we're causing. And now there's cleanup, and doing that cleanup can make you feel like you're going backwards. Like, I'm not this person anymore. I don't want to use these tools anymore. I don't want to wear this costume anymore. But I don't think that's really what you're doing. I will talk about the astrology in a minute, but right now there's a ton of planets in Virgo which are strengthening the call towards service and selflessness. And the new moon is in Libra, which is a lot about analysis and also about diplomacy and one-on-one relations. So what you may be finding is the call of your honor, of your integrity, of the affection that you once held for these things is making you do a careful job of cleaning up old situations, even to a point where you might be like, am I just drifting back? Have I become wishy-washy about my new goals? Because look at me doing this thing I used to do. And I just want to say, actually, the planets are supporting a very careful, loving cleanup, because when you step forward, these are life changes forever. You're not the same person anymore. And you want to step forward with your head held high, with a happy heart, without those cords pulling you. You don't want to feel guilt. You don't want to feel regret. You want to feel that you walk forward as a new person with integrity and honesty and having been the kind of loving person that you want to be going forward. So please don't think, if you find yourself doing some of your old things you used to do and you're doing them, telling yourself that it's cleaning up some old business, please don't feel it's regression. As I was thinking about doing this reading, I pulled the devil in reverse. And that's, you're not going backwards. You're not going back into these old chains. There's a difference between that, knowing deep inside that you really are a new person. You can, this one last time, do these things, do them with generosity, with love, and with honor, because that's the best way to really shut that door and walk forward feeling really good about yourself. So humans don't change overnight, and changes frequently have an aftermath. And of course, a big eclipse, will have an aftermath of 6 months. So I'm not saying it'll take you 6 months to clean up this stuff, but I'm just saying don't be too hard on yourself if some of the things you're doing in your life look very similar to things you've done before. That doesn't mean you haven't changed. It just means you're doing cleanup on aisle 5. But I do think there's something really powerful we can do with this new moon, and then I will jump ahead. New moon intentions are a great thing to do, and I think as you affirm the new life you want, you could do a new moon intention, because it's happening Eastern time at 8 p.m. Tonight is the new moon in Libra. Do your intention that says, I walk forward into whatever your new thing is with integrity, a happy heart, a carefree sense of self, enthusiasm, whatever it is, whatever the character of yourself is that you want to have as you step forward. Like, I really wish I could step forward without this guilt. I really wish I could step forward without worrying. I really wish I could step forward into this new life, this new me, these new goals without whatever it is. Make that your new moon intention, because that not only honors your dedication to your new goal, which Pluto, now direct in Capricorn, wants you to be devoted to that new goal. Jupiter in Virgo wants you to be expanding. Venus, now in Virgo and direct, now wants you to be full of enthusiasm and joy. Mars is now in Virgo. Okay, but they want you to act with honor. They want you to act with integrity. The new moon in Libra wants that too. So try to make a new moon intention that incorporates not only your new goal, but the way you leave behind whatever it is you're putting behind you, the method by which you do it. Libra cares a lot about process. So if you specify the process, the feeling you want to feel, the way you want to leave things behind, then I think you'll find yourself stepping forward maybe even faster than you imagine at this point. So the I Ching, I rolled the dice earlier, and this was actually after I pulled the devil reversed, but it of course fits perfectly. It's the number 3, which is water over thunder, which is difficulty in the beginning, growing pains, doubts and fears, awkwardness, becoming stronger, vulnerability, and inexperience. And there's just hardly more that you need to say. This is a process and you're doing it. You are really succeeding. You are not backsliding. Try not to panic about that. Just keep affirming where you are going forward. I have things I'm trying to go forward on, and I have got some tower cleanup to do. There are piles of bricks everywhere that have got to get moved out of the road before I can start rolling forward like the chariot on my new path. So if you're experiencing things like that too, just take it easy on yourself, do what you need to do at the level you need to do it, and it's all going to be all right. We're all going to move forward together. Okay, so I'll just cover the astrology extremely briefly. Obviously, we talked about the fact Venus is now in Virgo, Mercury is now direct, which means you're communicating the things you want to do, and your analysis of what needs doing is going to be very clear. You're going to be able to clearly see the road ahead. Many of us felt like we were in a fog, we were confused. What do I do next? Now you know. So put out that plan for yourself. All that Virgo energy really strengthens that, and make sure it's a plan that has an end. When I'm done with this, this, and this, then I can walk. Okay, the sun is going to go into Scorpio October 23rd. And you're like, oh, I'm not so sure I love Scorpio. Scorpio is your friend, and the sun in that water, like I said, some people can get concerned about that, but Scorpio is very no BS, right? We talk about that all the time. Love, sex, death, big things of life. The sun is going to go in there shining the light. So by October 23rd, you are going to be extremely clear on what needs to get wrapped up and what does not need to get wrapped up. So even if you're doing some stuff now on the 12th, by the 23rd, all that stuff's going to crystallize. This stays, this goes, I'm walking on from this. This is going to be on my list of things to clean up. I'm not taking care of that other bit. You're going to know it. And the full moon in Taurus, oops, I'm getting my notes in the picture, on October 27th, this culmination, really think how far you're going to be by the full moon in Taurus. Taurus is also an earth sign, but Taurus loves pleasure and beauty. So think about how by October 27th, the things you do in the next 2 weeks, you can really start to feel that new life and enjoy it and love it and taste some of the pleasures and enthusiasms that you will have for it. It's really going to be opening up ever more to you like a juicy, ripe fruit. So no, this isn't forever. This isn't even for a long time. You're doing something from integrity, affection, and honesty. Okay, let's flip the tarot cards, see what we've got. 2 of Swords, upright. The Hanged Man in reverse, good stuff. 4 of Wands, in reverse. Okay, Two of Swords, this is the Hoi Polloi deck I will mention. Two of Swords, obviously we see decision making, but this can also be a little bit of a standstill point or a point of tension between things. This can be your perception of where you are. Have I really made the decision to step forward? Am I backsliding? And there's that moon above her. And Libra can be thought of as an indecisive sign at times, and you may fear that you're being indecisive. The Hanged Man, which is major arcana, in reverse tells you you are not at a standstill. You are not at this pause in progress, waiting for a sacrifice to make the next step, okay? You're doing that. You're already doing what you need to do to make the next step. You are not stuck. You are moving. So even if it doesn't quite feel like it, it's true. Four of Wands is a celebration card quite often. And I always think of it as a kind of a homecoming. So you can think of it as maybe homecoming to your new life. There's a little bit of a delay. That's all. A lot of times reverses can mean just little glitches, little delays. This is minor arcana. This isn't a big delay. This is just a little one. So don't worry about it. Okay, I also pulled an oracle card, which is from the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish, the art's by Jasmine Beckett-Griffith. I haven't used this deck a lot. I've been working with it a little bit. There's a little bit of a key theme going on in the backs of the cards, but it's really fun for October, so I thought I'd share it. Let's see what we've got. Oh, Voodoo in Blue, back off. Okay, so this is kind of a cool card because what she is she looks soft and sweet, but she's actually not to be messed with, and she will set boundaries where she needs to. She will let you know when you've gone too far. So actually this is a perfect character for you are going to be loving, you are going to be helpful, you are going to be willing to show your heart and show your affection, but you are nobody's doormat. You are not being walked over, and you feel free to tell people when they need to take a step back. So let me look in the book and tell you what else it says. Da, da, da. What number? Oh, she's number 22. How great is that? Okay, because obviously twos can be choices. 22 is a master number, but it's also about choices. You have made your choice, okay? This fairy is letting you know it's time to back off from a person or situation that's not in your best interest, and you need to be brave about doing what you actually do not want. You must tell someone to take a step back. And this is saying that you don't want to overstay your welcome. If it is, you don't want to make yourself a doormat. It's very important to know that there is an end to this stuff you're doing, and be very clear about what that end is. Be very crisp about what that end is. And if someone tries to extend it, no, I'm doing this thing I used to do. Taking care of your partner's dog, or helping out with some project, or taking some responsibility. I am doing these things because I choose to do them, but as of whatever it is, as of this other person being trained, as of you're getting a new apartment, as of whatever it is, I'm not doing it anymore. And so this is where you've recognized what is not in your best interest anymore. You're very clear on what that is. You don't have any doubts. You will tell someone to back off. But I think it might be a couple weeks. I'm just saying. It just sort of seems that way. And the full moon is going to see you in a very different state than you are now. So anyway, that's what's going on. That's what I've got. I hope you guys have survived all right. Thank you for putting up with the lateness. I will put the foundation cards in the description, and rock on with your bad selves.